Hi, I'm Scott, your joint pain specialist from San Jose, California. And today we're going to talk about the cervical spine. And we're going to talk about how to rehabilitate the neck muscles if you're dealing with some weaknesses and some injuries. So without further ado, let's get to the body.
Okay, here we are looking at the cervical spine, all right? So here's the spinal view with some ligaments and everything, and then if we turn it, there's the muscular view, okay? Now, the most common cause of neck injuries happens to be whiplash, like from a car accident or something, from someone hitting you, either in front of you, colliding into a vehicle or anything, something like that. Now, what happens with whiplash, and this is the reason why the exercise is prescribed the way it is usually what happens is the head gets flung forward in an accident, and what ends up happening is all these muscles on the back half of the body here, back half of the neck, they pull because it's a reflexive response to keep your neck in a straight neutral position. But it has to pull back with the equal amount of force that the muscles in the neck, in the front of the neck, or excuse me, it has to pull with the equal amount of force of the force that's pushed your head forward. Okay, so it yanks it back, and then it yanks it forward again to try to balance it from that excessive extension, throwing it back. And depending upon what direction you're coming from, then that force that brings it forward again, your body, instead of causing a equal force to bring it back again to go into a neutral position, it does this kind of like seesawing effect. The body is smart enough to know that if it does it one more time with that amount of force, it's enough to actually snap the spine. So to prevent further damage, your muscular system will release neuro control, and either the muscles in the back or in the muscles in the front, depending upon where you've been hit from the whiplash and everything, will just let go. Okay, it's this emergency response of a compensation to prevent that fracture of the spine. So what we're going to go over is most people get hit from behind, and so their neck goes back, it yanks forward, and then comes back up again. And then these muscles all in the front here disengage, and that's how come sometimes if you have difficulty swallowing after having whiplash or something like that, okay? But if your cervical spine was injured from something else other than an accident, or maybe you got hit from the side, or you fell down, or you got kicked in the head by a mule or something, then this might not be the best thing for you. Try it out, it can help out, but it might not be the best thing for you. And in that case, the best thing for you would be to click the link in the description and have me assess what's going on with your neck, your shoulders. A lot of times if you have neck issues and everything, and it doesn't have anything directly associated with an injury, then the cause is usually weak muscles in the shoulders. And the neck is actually doing a lot of the work because a lot of the muscles that work with the shoulders also connect into the neck. So your neck will try to pull and yank on those muscles because it's the next closest thing that's really strong. But for $50 a month, every month that you're participating in this plan, this subscription, I will assess and write a brand new prescription to help you achieve your pain relief goals. Okay, you need to be committed to doing the daily and weekly exercises for a whole month, and then at the end of the month, there's going to be progress. Okay, and we need to adapt to that progress, and so that's why we need to do another assessment. And if we didn't have progress, well, then I did a bad job, and so I need to correct that and make it better. Okay, so let's get into the actual workout plan that I have prescribed here. Okay, so some of these exercises are going to be done daily, some of these are going to be done weekly. You can build yourself up to doing this daily. You can do these daily, but in the very beginning, this first exercise, deep cervical floor strengthening, and the shoulder rolls, let's just stick with it weekly, so 3 times a week. If you're really sensitive, maybe one time a week, okay, in the very beginning. And then once that gets kind of easy and tolerable, then you can build up to 2. And then when that gets easy and tolerable, build up to 3. And then when that gets easy and tolerable, 4, 5, 6, until daily, okay? I would definitely start with these daily exercises first, okay, each day, and do those like maybe 1 or 2 days first, and then do the strengthening one, and then follow the order that we're in, okay? So like say if you're gonna start this on Monday, then Monday do the daily ones only, all right? And then on Tuesday, add these, the weekly ones, and see how things go. And start out kind of slow. So if you feel good and everything's fine, then still just do 3 days a week on it for at least the first week. And if you're fine after the first week, then if you feel comfortable trying to increase it to daily, then go for it, okay? But it's better to err on the side of caution than be too aggressive and cause a new injury or something like that, okay? Okay, so deep cervical flexors. All right, so first, actually, let's look at the neck muscles here. So all the muscles on the front side of the body is going to be working here, okay? And let's remove this. This isn't, it's going to work, but it's not going to be really that relevant, so let's remove that one. But all of these muscles here that attach to the front, you know, here, 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 all these little tiny muscles here, this big, huge muscle here is going to be working. Basically everything on this half, okay, and forward is going to be helping with this exercise, okay? So you want to try to feel all of it, okay? Now the big thing here is that you're going to be lifting your head up and holding. The chin is going to be kind of like in a neutral position. You don't want to think about trying to roll your chin down to your chest. That's a different focus of an exercise. This one, your chin, make sure you want to have your chin kind of tucked so that it's not like in a neutral position. But then from there, it's just reaching straight forward, not straight up where you lift your chin up. Your chin will stay here, so it'll feel like you're curving a little bit, but you don't. But you want to make sure you're not bringing your chin down to your chest, okay? And then you want to hold it there at least 2 seconds at the top. Ideal is going to be more like 6 seconds. That's kind of the magical number when it comes to strengthening. So here's a video. Now, when you're laying down on the ground doing this, it's better to be on a flat surface. You can lay down on your bed if that's more comfortable for you, but ideally it's good to have a flat surface so that you can have some stability. You want to have good support in the shoulders. You don't want things moving around in the shoulders because then that'll cause other muscles to have to fire and work differently. So notice how chin is staying in a mostly neutral position, and then see, it tucks it in, keeping it in kind of a neutral straight position, and then lifting up. It's not going further down, it's not coming up. All right, and then holding it there for about 6 seconds, and then relaxing it back down, and then back up in the same position. But make sure that you're as comfortable as you can be. Ideal position is on the floor, but if you need like a pillow in your low back or behind your neck or something like that, that is fine. Okay. Now, isometric flexion. All right, so this is specifically a little bit more detailed with those different muscles that we're kind of talking about, okay? So these are going to be definitely these smaller muscles up inside your neck here that are closer to the spine, okay? This will be helping, but not very much. Your head needs to be way more forward in order for this one to really take over. But these smaller muscles right here, these fine local, is what we call it, local muscles, are going to be the mostly in here. So you're going to just gently have your hands underneath your chin. You're going to bring your chin down into your hands and then apply forces where just those neck muscles are contracting to push into the hands. Now the goal isn't to move the hands. The goal is to use your muscles to create an isometric in there, because that's the best way to improve that neuro disconnect that happened, right? Remember the car accident example? The nervous system does a compensation and prevents further injury and just lets go so that you don't snap your spine. So the best way to create that reconnection on your own is by doing positional isometrics, and that's what this is. And that's what the first exercise was also, was a positional isometric. Let's check out this video, curling the chin, and then just flexing into those hands right there. Okay, the smiling is not necessary. You don't have to smile. But you want to hold it for a little bit longer than what she's holding. Okay, ideal length of time for holding the end range is 6 seconds. Okay, then if you want to lift up, you can. You don't have to. You can just come down, flex, and then just relax and keep resting your hand on your chin. You don't have to come all the way back up. Okay. All right. Okay, side bend. Isometric cervical side bend. Exact same thing as the first one with the chin going into the hands. This time your head's going to tilt, okay? And you're going to really focus now on these side neck muscles, okay? So all the muscles basically that you can see on this side right here is going to be involved, all right? Every single one of them, all right? Now, because you're doing tilt to the side, you want to feel mostly right around here, okay? But 100% of all these muscles on this half will be working on tilting your head into that position, okay? Let's check out the video. So pushing, there's a little bit of a give. Now the give is just so that you can see what's going on, all right? There really shouldn't be any movement. Otherwise, that's not an isometric, right? Isometric is applying a force where everything is being stationary, okay? So you shouldn't have actual movement. You should have your hand here, and then you're just flexing, and I'm focusing on all these muscles on this side, contracting to pull into my hand, and then I'm relaxing. Okay, if you want to bring your head down a little bit, put your hand up against your head and then flex like that. That's totally fine as well. Again, it'd be good to hold it for about 6 seconds doing the isometric. Now, again, this isn't trying to like strengthen. This is about gentle muscle contractions and feeling the right muscles contracting to do the exercise. If you're doing it and you're feeling like your shoulder's coming up higher, well, then you're using your trap. You're not actually using your neck muscles, because your trap runs along the side and goes up the back of your spine into the base of your skull on the back side there. And again, everything on this half will be helping, okay? So really pay attention and focus on just that neck doing all the work. 6-second holds. Now this one, rotation. Rotation is a little bit more complicated, all right? Because depending upon the alignment of the fibers and where they're coming from, certain muscles are what we call same side rotators, and then you have muscles that are opposite side rotators, okay? Like this muscle right here, okay, this SCM, the sternocleidomastoid, it is an opposite side rotator. When these muscles contract and pull, when it shortens, right? The shortening, when it happens, you see that? It shortens and causes it to rotate to the left, even though it's on the right side, okay? You have certain muscles that are on the right side that help you rotate to the left, but then you have other muscles on the right side that rotate you to the right, all right? So you're going to feel, if you're doing this properly, you're going to feel both sides of your neck working, okay? But you want to really concentrate in thinking, because she's rotating to, we'll just say this is her right side. You want to think mostly about the neck muscles on the right side, even though you will feel some on the left, okay? It's going to be more like this 60-70% feel on the right side versus like a 30-40% feel on the left side, okay? Nice and easy. Again, you're rotating. You don't have to do any direction, okay? Especially because if it's freshly injured, apply a positional to apply forces into. So apply your block, and lost my train of thought there. And then just twist like you're trying to rotate into your hand, and really concentrate on these neck muscles. You know, I can feel a little bit on my left side, but it's definitely mostly on my right side, okay? Now, as you get stronger and better, and if it doesn't hurt to rotate into it, and then come and put your guard here, and then rotate, that's good, okay? So you don't have to stay neck neutral. The whole goal is to get you into full rotation. The whole goal is to get into a full side bend, right? And flex into that, all right? It's the only way you're going to be able to improve range of motion, improve the communication throughout the entire ranges of the muscles, and get it stronger and better, okay? So definitely, if it hurts to rotate any further than just a neutral position, that's as far as you need to go, all right? But if you can rotate further, put up the guard, and try to press a little bit further into it, okay? Again, the whole point isn't to try to blow up the neck like with a workout or something like that. The whole point is just to improve communication between what your brain is feeling and the neck, okay? So nice and gentle, nice and easy. Oops, let's watch the video, see how it's done. So twisting, pressing against the barrier, that's a better word, and holding it there for about 6 seconds, okay? Doing these little tiny pulses and everything, it helps, but it's not gonna be as beneficial if you hold it for about 6 seconds. All right? Okay. Now some gentle stretching, all right? Now with this one, so a lot of the times, you know, the body is an amazing machine, and it's constantly going to use whatever it has. So if it's lost the ability to use these muscles efficiently and well, then it's going to use whatever else is near it and in front there. So you're going to start seeing, you know, that's how come sometimes your shoulders start to protract forward. You start using all these muscles more because they connect. You notice this, right? All these neck muscles, a lot of them connect right here into your clavicle, into your rib, those kind of things. So any muscle that attaches to those can pull and yank and act as if it's doing the same kind of thing. Very poorly, but again, it's a compensation. Your body will just try to figure out and adapt and use what's available, okay? So that's how come you have these gentle stretching exercises. So this is a little bit different than what you've seen in the past when it comes to a doorway stretch. Usually most people put their arm up against the doorway and then they step through. But that's really compressive in the shoulder, and that can lead to other shoulder injuries in the future over a long course of time, like your lifetime. All of a sudden, for no reason, your shoulder starts to bother you for some reason if you do this stretch a lot. So instead, you get in the same kind of position, but instead of leaning forward, you twist away. And that is more decompressive, okay? It won't be as stressful into your joint or anything. Let's check out the video, see how it's done. Oh yeah, this one, for some reason, I have to hit play. You see, turning the neck, turning the body, twisting as far as comfortably can go, feel the good lengthening. It would be beneficial to think about trying to gently squeeze those neck muscles, gently squeeze these back muscles, okay? That's going to help lengthen things and make it last a lot longer than just letting it stretch and not thinking about anything else, okay? So there's this thing called reciprocal inhibition. It's basically a law of human movement. All it states is that in order for a joint to move, muscles on one side of the axis have to shorten, muscles on the other side of the axis has to lengthen. So if you're not like actively trying to shorten the muscles, well then they're not going to get stronger to help maintain the lengthened state of the muscles you're trying to lengthen, okay? So flex into your stretch is basically all I'm trying to say. All right, and last but not least, shoulder rolls. Simple, easy, comfortable, not stressful shoulder rolls, okay? And we're specifically, usually the shoulders are in a forward position because again, you know, if the front part of your neck isn't doing what it's supposed to, then the muscles that are on the front side of the shoulders are going to be more active and trying to do more of the work in the front, so they're going to get stronger and tighter and bring things more forward, right? So we're going to do gentle shoulder circles, okay, shoulder rolls going backwards, all right? Let's check out the video. Nice, slow, and controlled. You want to think about trying to get as far into the ranges as you possibly can. No pain or discomfort or anything like that. Don't push it through an area where it kind of like strains you or anything, but nice and gentle. Try to go full, big ranges of motion. Okay? All right, let's go back and review these again. Okay, again, the deep cervical flexor strengthening and the shoulder rolls, those can be a little stressful, so that's how come I'm suggesting just doing it weekly in the very beginning. But if it feels really good, if you can handle 3 days in a week, no problem, everything's fine, then the next week add a 4th day. If that feels no problem, fine, then 5, 6, and then 7, okay? But if you feel kind of beat up and everything after just doing 1, then don't do any more for the rest of the week. And then next week, see if you can do more than 1. See if you can do 2, all right? And then 3 and 4 and so forth, continue on. Okay, so deep cervical flexor strengthening, lifting your head off the floor. Want to do 3 sets, 10 repetitions. You want to hold it for about 5-6 seconds. So the 30-second rest is between sets, okay? So not reps, but sets, okay? Give like a 1-2 count in between each reps before coming back up again. Let's see, then the isometric flexion, 3 sets, 5 repetitions is all you need to do. You can do more, but the most bang for your buck is gonna be the 5. You can do like 30 if you want to, but the most beneficial is the 5 rep range, okay? Then 30 seconds rest in between each one. Again, hold it for about 5 or 6 seconds. That's gonna be the ideal to improve that communication between your brain and those muscles. The isometric side bending, remember again, you want to get as far in the side bend as you can, put up the barrier and pull. Same thing with the neck flexion, okay? So when you're bringing it down, okay, bring it down as far as you comfortably can go without the head dropping forward, okay? It's all about just straight down. Apply the force, and that's it, okay? All right, isometric side bend as far as you can side bend without any pain. Isometric rotation as far as you can rotate without any pain. Again, 3 sets of all of these, 5 repetitions, okay, 6 seconds holds, 5-6 second holds, 30 seconds rest in between each one. And then the single arm doorway stretch, okay, we only need to do 3 repetitions. 30-second holds is the longest you're gonna wanna go. You have benefit up until like 10 seconds-ish. That'll give you some benefit if you're short on time or anything. Don't think you have to do 30 seconds. And then last but not least, the shoulder rolls. Again, 3 days a week in the very beginning, increase it as you go. You can work your way up to making it daily, all right? 3 sets, 10 total rotations going backwards. This one, think more about it taking like 4 or 5 seconds to do the whole rotation, nice, slow, and controlled. And then don't do what I just did when I had my arms bent, but have your arms kind of like relaxing straight, okay? We're trying to work on the muscles that are specifically, let's click on this. We're trying to work on the muscles that are specifically attached and just in control of your shoulder blade and your collarbone. I can't rotate that person. I can rotate this person. Okay, so all the muscles that attach to here and attach to there, okay, and then a little bit of your ribs right there. All right, so these muscles here. If I have, actually, let's just take the time to do it. Limb, muscles. Okay, so if you notice that your elbow is bending a lot, or your wrist is flexing a lot and everything, it's because these muscles, right, that attach to this joint. Okay, so let's see that? This muscle here, see how it comes up and it goes into the shoulder joint right there? All right, so it has the ability to control and stabilize the arm, but your body will try to use it to help lift up. It does a really bad job lifting your arm up. It's really bad at doing it. But, let's see. But because it crosses the joint, you see how it attaches, when it shortens, it can lift this humeral head up. Very small, not very much, but that's a cheat, a compensation that it's trying to do. Okay, so don't do that. And there you have it.
And that's it. Thanks for making it to the very end. That completes phase number 1 on rehabilitating your neck if you had like a whiplash injury or some type of injury where you're not able to really use the front part of your neck muscles so much. If you're noticing that your shoulder's coming more forward, that's a telltale sign. If you're having a hard time swallowing, that's a telltale sign that that's kind of the muscles that need to be affected and strengthened, okay? If it turns out that that's not your issue, not your problem, and that this exercise routine doesn't really help you that much, well then it's probably something else that's causing the issue. And that's where the personalized assessment and strengthening prescription that I offer people will come in handy. So click the link in the description, and in 4 weeks, I will give you a new workout that will complete the phase of rehabilitating your neck from this whiplashing type of injury. Thanks a lot. I'll see you again soon.